Okie dokie, I believe we are all the way being recorded. Hello and welcome to my graveyard. I'm your host of the evening, the Cemetery Man from Salem, Mass. Always taking names, kicking candy ass. Live in living color here with you only on the graveyard. Yes, ladies and gents, we are live in living color, but not really. I know it's weird. It's a Thursday when you're going to be seeing this. Of course, I'm pre-recording this here on a Monday night because this Thursday in NYC and the MOMA with Fever Dreamland Theater, I'm seeing on screen with some of the cast and crew that are still with us, the 50th anniversary screening of the idyllic summer afternoon drive that turned into a nightmare, forever known as the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yes, I had to rock it since I'm going to be wearing some other Texas Chainsaw memorabilia that may just have one of the cast members that's going to be there on it. I don't know. You didn't hear it from me, but I was like, you know what? I'm still doing the show live on Friday. We're going to still be doing Video Nasty special number 8, I believe we're on now, which is absolutely crazy. We're going to be covering The Boogeyman, Axe, and of course, The Evil Dead. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited to do a Friday show for a change. But I'm not going to leave you guys hanging on Thursday like I've done in the past whenever I've had to do the show on a Wednesday or Friday or whatever. Instead, I'm going to give you this unboxing video of the biggest Blu-ray haul I've gotten from one sale and one Blu-ray company in particular of my life. Yes, this is the box of Grande, the box of Severin. Drink it in, man. Yeah, we have over $200 worth of Severin Blu-ray goodness. We have some pallbearer press items in here. We got an autograph in here. We've got the 4K possibly of the year, depending on the transfer, of course. That's granted, it's got competition this year. There's some good ass 4Ks this year. But I figure I unbox. I'll show you guys what I got. We could talk a little bit. This is going to be a premiere on Thursday, so you guys can get the Grande fix, if you will, if you need it, if you're feeling it. If not, you could skip around. I'll air this as a premiere, and then, obviously, if you catch the replay like any other show. So, without further ado, I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to waste your time. On we go. All right. So, I did cheat a little bit. I cut the tape open a little bit, so this would be a little bit easier to open up here. Wouldn't waste any time opening. Whoa, the box of Grande. We'll go one by one, I guess, here. And the first thing I got did sell out. So I'm going to break people's hearts right off the bat, because if you didn't get in on this shit, well, now you're going to have to pay absurd money for it if you want it. And it's a documentary I've really been wanting to watch for quite some time. I believe it has 239 minutes of horror entertainment. It has 3 discs, of course. And this is, a documentary that I know my good buddy Mateo will want to see. This is All the Colors of Giallo. Yes, All the Colors of Giallo. Really cool documentary from what I've heard. Severin has really not let me down with any of their documentaries. I love Tales of the Uncanny. That's out of print now, apparently. I loved the one they did on folk horror. It was over 3.5 hours. I think Tales of the Woodland, something like that. It had a really long, elaborate title, but it was over 3.5 hours long, and I thought, there's no way I'm ever going to sit down and watch that all the way through. And I did. It was that good of a documentary. And, doing one on Giallo films, you have my money. And this was really cheap. I believe this was $7.50 in the sale. So, I was like, no question. And this is one of the titles that did sell out, unfortunately. So, this, if you're looking for Mardi Gras Massacre, that's one that I missed out on. So you can cry with me, or you can laugh in my face like good buddy Cabinet, that Dr. Howdy. He was like, I got mine with the slipcover. Where's yours? I was like, damn it, I didn't get in on it, brother. But yeah, no, this is something I have not seen that I really do want to. All the Colors of Giallo. Very, very interesting little title here. I'm very excited to pick that one up. Of course, we do have this one, which I'm glad it came today, because I'm going to have to be watching one of these 2 movies for the show. This is, of course, a double feature plus a third feature film, Bloody Brothers. So this is a triple feature. The films of Frederick R. Friedel, if you will. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but this, of course, is Axe. At Last, Total Terror. This is one I'll be talking about on Friday. Kidnapped Co-Ed and Bloody Brothers, a triple feature of Blu-ray horror cinema. Of course, the biggest reason I got this was for Axe. Of course, this is the video nasty or another video nasty to the collection. I have over half of them now because I recently picked up Boogeyman in 4K, which we'll be talking about, and Killer Nun on standard DVD. So we have over 36 now. We're closing in on 40. I think we have 39 or 40 now. So I wanted to add Axe to the collection because I'm a huge video nasties guy. I want to own them all someday. Some people have the Pokemon, want to catch them all. I've got the video nasties that I want to collect them all. And Axe is one that I actually have never seen. I know it runs about an hour long, goes under the title of California Axe Murder, which I've heard is a completely or California Axe Massacre, it might even go under. I've heard that's like a completely like misleading title, and it's much more like something in the vein of The Hills Have I'm sorry, not The Hills Have Eyes, but The Last House on the Left, like much more of like an exploitation horror movie that I'm all for. Like it's only an hour long. It's got that Crayola red crayon type of gore. I mean, you got my money. And then of the other two movies I've never really heard of. Kidnap Co-Ed I've never heard of, and Bloody Brothers didn't even warrant its own poster on here, so it must be a classic. I don't know, but I was totally down to watch this again. Of $7.50 for 3 movies. I mean, that's that's like $2.50 a movie. That's just, you can't, on Blu-ray high def and one of the nasties to add to the collection. I believe this is the only way to buy Axe on Blu-ray. You'd have to get it with this set with this other 2 movies. So I was like, dude, for $7.50, the price is right here. I couldn't pass on this. So Axe, I'm very excited to be reviewing this one this coming Friday. I'll probably be watching this either tomorrow night or Wednesday night. So very excited for that. Of course, this next one's controversial. This next one was not, this is one of the newer releases for the sale, and this is one that I saw the trailer for, and I immediately had to watch this. Like, I was so excited when I saw the trailer because I laughed really, really hard, and I was like, this actually sounds fucking crazy. And it's from the director of course, Cannibal Man, which is one of my favorite video nasties of all time, Eloy de la Iglesia, and this is his film from, I believe, the year 1977. This is The Creature. Yes, The Creature, which it goes perfectly well with my back walls. I don't know if there's a little poster of The Creature, but it would go perfectly on the back walls. It's that dirty, rotten yellow color and a little bit of Hulk Hogan, a little bit of red and yellow, brother, or Deadpool Wolverine now. This sounds absurd, but in the funnest way. So basically, it's about a marriage that is crumbling, and the wife begins to have an affair with her German Shepherd. I'm not kidding you. That is apparently the plot of this movie. And they got Gaspar Noé. Yes, that Gaspar Noé of, Irreversible and Enter the Void and I Stand Alone and Climax and all these great movies. I love Gaspar Noé. I think Gaspar Noé is just a filmmaker that it comes around every once in a lifetime. He's just such a great, great, talented filmmaker, and he always has something to say, and he always can offend, and he can always like kind of add weight to your day. It's hard to watch a lot of Gaspar Noé films in a row, so he does an interview because apparently he's a huge fan of this, and if this is anything like the work that he does, I'm sold. And I always have been a big fan of Eloy de la Iglesia, whether it be his experimental drug films, whether it be, of course, his entry to the Video Nasties list, the Week of the Killer, aka Cannibal Man, which I know a lot of people hate that title, and I kind of do too, because I feel like it deters people from that movie when it's a great, great movie, a great character study, and a great conflict, inner conflict movie between the lead character and this other man in an apartment across the street. But this just sounded so absurd, and I laughed my ass off at the trailer because it was like, you're fucking the dog. I was like, this just sounds so crazy to me. Like a love triangle movie where the husband and wife's marriage are crumbling because of their fucking dog. And I think also there's the whole thing, because she is pregnant on the cover here, that she suffers a miscarriage early on in the movie and thus starts the snowball to the downfall of their marriage. And of course, this dog sticks his nose into the business, if you will. So when I heard this, I was like, oh my God, that is an absolute pre-order. Like, I couldn't have hit pre-order faster just because it sounds so absurd, so crazy. I love the director involved. I love the fact that of course, Gaspar Noé is putting the movie over. So I don't know. This is a blind buy that, even if it's bad, I think I'll get a really good laugh out of this. But I do have a feeling this is going to be one of those movies that, as absurd as that plot is, because Eloy tends to do this, Eloy will surprise you. Like, I feel like I'm going to be pleasantly surprised and like thought to dig down deep within my own thoughts and stomach and heart, and really fucking deconstruct this movie. I hope that's what happens. I really do. And if not, it'll be a funny ass movie. So either way, I think I win here. It was like, I think this one was like 27. So I paid enough for this one. This one was not, one of the cheaper ones. This was, I mean, these two together were $15. And then this one was, almost, double that. So I hope this one delivers. I'm really excited to check it out. This is a weird, controversial title, but one that I am totally cool to take the blind buy with. The Creature from 1977. This next one is an interesting title because, of course, with this whole sale, the reason I spent so much money is I did get the bundle. And what bundle are you talking about? I got the bundle that sold out, and the bundle basically was you get opera in 4K, you get, of course, Argento's deep cuts, which I'll be getting into those. This was the third Blu-ray disc included with those, and of course, this is the movie Simple Like Silver. Now, it doesn't have any Argento affiliation. However, it does have affiliation with the lead actress of Dario Argento's opera, Christiana Marshallich, who this was her big return to acting. Now, this looks like a really independent English/Spanish film. It runs about 70 minutes. It's in black and white. It has like 3 or 4 people in the entire movie from the trailer that I watched. It looks really ultra like a student film almost. And listen, I mean, would I have bought this otherwise? No. But that bundle was just with the price of what the other two things were, and that's the Opera 4K and the Deep Cuts Blu-ray 4-disc special edition set. With those two combined, it was $105. So I figured for another $45, because that's what the bundle was, it was $150. For another $45, I get an autograph, I get the glasses, I get a t-shirt, and I get this extra Blu-ray. I just thought it was a no-brainer. It was like, if you're going to spend $105, you might as well just get the fucking bundle anyway. Get the extra shit with it. Get the autograph. Get the t-shirt. Get like, because I feel like altogether, it probably would be way more than that. Like you're saving probably a good $20, $25. So it was like, you know what? I'll just get the bundle here. I've never gotten a bundle from Severin. And this was kind of the tag along of the bundle. This one rode the coattails of the bundle to get into this pack here. Do I really care about this? No. Will it be a while before I watch this? Yes. Like there is no there's no urgency to watch this movie for me. It's cool to see Christiana Marshallich come back to acting. That's cool, but I don't know. Definitely not as keen on this one as I am on the rest of the movies that I got in this. But that is Simple Like Silver. Maybe someday I'll review it when I do like a Marshallich sister special. Because, of course, I do love Blanca Marshallich, who is also in The Devil's Honey. That they're sisters, for people who don't know that. The lead from Opera and the lead from The Devil's Honey are sisters in real life. Christiana and Blanca Marshallich, respectively. And they were pretty hated by everybody they ever worked with. Two beautiful ladies. I mean, gorgeous. But, they were not the most liked. I know Dario hated working with Christiana, and Fulci hated working with Blanca. So, I mean, it is what it is. But that leads me to the next title I got here, which I couldn't pass up on this for $7.50. This is Umberto Lenzi's Eaten Alive. Yes, Eaten Alive from, I believe, the year 1980. This is like your run-of-the-mill zombie movie, run-of-the-mill cannibal movie. Nothing great, nothing to run home about, but for $7.50, I had to add it to the collection. This might be a Section 3 nasty. I'm not 100% sure if this is a nasty or not, but I was like, you know what? This is something that I'm always down to watch a good cannibal movie. I'm always down to add to my cannibal collection, and this is, right in that vein. I mean, Umberto Lenzi the following year would make Cannibal Ferox, a.k.a. Make Them Die Slowly, which is a nasty, which definitely does have a more infamous reputation for being a little bit more violent, gory, controversial. It stars Giovanni Radici. It does star him, and may he rest in pepperonis. I mean, it definitely has a good cast. It also has the other lady, I can't think of her damn name, she was in House on the Edge of the Park, which also starred Giovanna Radici. She's in that as one of the lead female characters in this. I have not seen this movie in a long time. Banned in 38 countries. Next time I'm looking to watch a cannibal movie, this is going to be the one I grab for $7.50. I just saw that. I was like, dude, you can't pass on that. Like, that is just too good of a deal to get and add to your cannibal film collection. So to me, Eaten Alive on Blu-ray high disc, you just can't beat that. So I don't know. Definitely excited to have this one and add this one to the collection. Going to be a fun movie night when I do get there. I always love to do, when I do cannibal films, I love to do 2 in a row. I think it's just the best, double feature cannibal movie nights are so much fun. You get yourself a bunch of carnivore pizza, like ham and meatball, and some people do bacon. I think the bacon on pizza is too much. I do either meatball, sausage, pepperoni, or if you wanted to just do like no grease, just do meatball, just meatball pizza is really, really good if you want to hold on the grease. But like also you do ham, meatball, sausage, pepperoni, all that shit. Like to me, the carnivore pizza, so good. And it goes well when you're watching some flesh eating cinema. So that's going to be really cool. Of course, oh man, these I'll save these two for last. But this next title, I've always wanted to own this, and it finally dropped down in the sale. This is one of the last DVDs they even have in Severin, as I know they're trying to get rid of their DVDs, and this is one of the last DVDs you can get from them, as because I believe the rest have been completely out of print and they don't make DVDs anymore. It's only Blu-rays and 4Ks now. This is, of course, the definitive guide of the Video Nasties Part 2, which I've never watched. This, of course, this is 14 hours of horror entertainment. I, of course, always mention Video Nasties, the definitive guide, Part 1, when I do my Video Nasties special. And, of course, that's talking about the three sections, of course, the movies that are on the DPP, the prosecuted, and the non-prosecuted. This was the list of 72 nasties. These are the Section 3 list movies. So there's, like, I believe 80-something of these. And this has some movies, I mean, some of my favorite movies of all time. Dawn of the Dead is a Section 3 nasty. I believe, I'm not sure. I don't know all the Section 3 nasties. I mean, hey, it might say some of them on the back. Bloodlust, Brutes and Savages, Cannibals, Dead Kids, Deep Red, Eaten Alive. There you go. It is a Section 3. Love Butcher, Mark of the Devil, Massacre Mansion, Savage Terror, Scream for Vengeance, Suicide Cult, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I mean, so many titles on this that are Section 3, and basically what the gimmicks of these, if you haven't seen any of my Video Nasty specials before, which unless you're new to the channel, I'd be shocked if you haven't. Basically what it is this has 3 discs, and on the first disc you'll get a documentary on what the section was. So you'll get, of course, on the definitive guide Part 1, it's the list of 72. This will be the list of 80, whatever. And they'll go into why certain movies were banned. They'll go through the controversial covers, what was going on in Britain at the time and why, what was going on politically and why these movies were banned, and you can't watch these, and whatever. And then, of course, discs 2 and 3 have the movies, their trailers, and of course, like, you get somebody like a film historian, like a Kim Newman, or so many great film historians like Kim Newman, and then I think, who's the other guy? He's like the Jess Franco aficionado. I can't fucking think of his damn name at the moment. Hey, it'll come to me later. But you get some great like film historians, and they sit down and they say, hey, I remember renting this when I was a kid, and this is what I think of the movie. They give you their brief overall like 5-minute thoughts on the movie, and then you get the trailers. So you get the trailers to the movie, you get the like brief like 5-minute review from a film historian, and I don't know, I just love these. I love the setup. I love the format. They're so addicting to watch. It's like hours and hours and hours of horror entertainment. And of course you get the retro trailers where it's like, all right, I get to like kick back, relax, and like pretend that it's 1980 and seeing these trailers of these banned films, really, really cool. I don't know. I'm a sucker for it. I really like this type of, documentary, and I'm really excited not only to watch the documentary, but to see, some of the thoughts from some of the other filmmakers and historians and stuff like that. So Video Nasties, the definitive guide Part 2. I would think they've got to be limited on these. I don't know how many they have left, but I'm telling you now, if they do have them left, you should get it immediately if you're thinking about it, because if you let it wait, these may be gone before you know it. So that would just be my recommendation. I believe I got it for like 15 bones in the sale. Can't beat it. 14 hours of horror entertainment for 15 bones. I mean, you got about $1 an hour there almost. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. So Video Nasties, the definitive guide Part 2, Section 3. I'm very excited to get into that when I do get there. And these last two, of course, were the biggest reason for getting this haul. And I'll show, of course, some of the stuff that comes with it. Of course, first, this even probably more so than the main release that we'll be talking about here tonight was just so exciting for me because I've never seen these. And I've never seen the show. I've always wanted to. I've never been able to get my hands. I do believe it had a Region 1 DVD release back in the year of like 04, 05, like in the infancy of the Anchor Bay days. I don't know if it was Anchor Bay that put it out, but it was definitely something that like, it was an earlier DVD, and I was just not buying. I wasn't of age really to be buying DVD. I was 8 around that time. So when I heard they were releasing this in Blu-ray and the complete series alongside with, features and interviews and things like that, and a documentary, I believe, I just couldn't pass on this. And this is Dario Argento's Deep Cuts. Yes, Dario Argento's Deep Cuts, which is basically the entire series of Door into Darkness, which was the TV series done by he and Luigi Cosi and I believe Lamberto Bava, before obviously, Lamberto Bava started making feature-length films. This was like the mid 70s, and I think Lamberto started in like 1980 with Macabre, and then of course Blade in the Dark, and he would go on. With Dario, this was coming off of the Three Animals trilogy, of course, The Bird with Colors of Plumage and Cat O' Nine, and of course The Four Flies on Grey Velvet. This was like his departure, because I don't know if this was before or after the 5 days. I'm going to think it was before. And basically what it was is they had the idea of, let's do an anthology TV series, and, we can each write and direct one. And they started with 4, and then it didn't get renewed after that. So there's only 4 episodes, unfortunately. 2 of whom one is definitely directed by Argento. The last one is up for controversy because apparently they all directed some parts of it. So the one that Argento directed is called The Tram, which I'm very excited. I've never seen. It's a Dario Argento title I've never seen. And it's from his, like, right before his prime of Deep Red and, Suspiria and Inferno and all these movies. So I'm like really excited, like, because I've never seen that. And it's not the 5 days, not a comedy. It is a horror segment. It's a horror episode of TV. And I don't know. I'm very curious to see how it looks. Like, I don't know. I would assume they didn't have much of a budget to, for a TV Italian horror production, in the 1970s. I would not think they're going to have that much money for that. But it is restored in Blu-ray 1080p high def. Very excited. Of course, you do have some really cool features. Of course, Disc 2 has an audio commentary for Testimone Eau Claire with Mondo Digital's Nathaniel Thompson and Troy Howarth. You have Dario Argento, Master of Horror, which is an 87-minute documentary, which I have seen that before. A Streetcar Named Fear, which was an interview with Dario. The Other Side of the Door, interview with Luigi Cosi. Disc 3 is TV Nightmares, interview with producer Dario Argento. Giallo on TV, an interview with Luigi Cosi. Taxi Drivers, interview with Lamberto. So, and then, of course, Disc 4 has Dario Argento's Nightmares, which I believe is a documentary that is rather new, I think. I'm not sure. Because I know they did El Panico, which I really liked. I've seen Dario Argento, Master of Horror. I've seen that before. I've never seen Dario Argento or Giallo Argento, a.k.a. Dario Argento's Nightmares. I've never seen that. So I'm really excited to give that a look when I do jump into this. And I will probably be diving into this first. And depending on what I think of the show, like, I would love to cover this on a graveyard. This would be totally fun to do in October, or even when we have like Horror Burnout in November-ish. This would be a fun movie to or a fun series to get back into, talking about horror again. So I'm definitely very much happy that this finally came out on Blu-ray, because that DVD has eluded me for years. And I was like, you know what? This is such a clutch title. And it has all these documentaries on Dario and stuff like that. And one I don't believe I've seen. So Dario Argento's Deep Cuts. I'm very excited to own this, and so excited to check out Door into Darkness, because I've never seen any of the episodes. And The Tram will be the first one I'm watching. I mean, I just have to tell you that right now, just because I'm a shameless Dario Argento mark. Now, that of course brings us to the grand finale, and the reason that pretty much is going to put Severin in the category of course, Blue Teague Label of the Year. Now, listen, what they did with Cemetery Man, Della Morte dell'Amore, was, I think, 4K of the year. It has to be. Like, last year was Arrow and it was Blood and Black Lace, and there was no convincing me otherwise. This year so far, it's Della Morte dell'Amore. Like, that fucking 4K to me, it's the release of the year. You can't beat that release. It's so fucking fantastic. The movie's great. The features were fantastic. The transfer was out of this world. Just completely, it was like seeing the movie for the first time. That's how good that transfer was. And man, if this movie looks half as good as that, a quarter is, well, hopefully it looks 3/4 or better as good as that did, we're in for a real treat. And this is, of course, the 4K of Dario Argento, in my opinion, his last masterpiece. Now, I do think he made great movies after this, contrary to what a lot of people think, but I do believe this was the last great movie of the golden era. And I believe this really, in a lot of ways, a swan song of the golden Dario Argento years. And that is, of course, from 1987. This is Opera on 4K ultra high def. You have the big ass spine there. And, we can open this one up because we do have quite a little bit of time. And it's funny, most people probably start off with this, whereas I'm kind of just building up to it. So forgive me if I didn't start off with this and you were wanting me to, and you tuned me out and give me a thumbs down. It happens. But yeah, no, the box is pretty nice. Of course, we got on the back here, one of Argento's most revealing and accomplished efforts, a disturbing, sexually twisted package with some unforgettable murder sequences. Who could ask for anything more? Mondo Digital, very cool. I don't mind the artwork, but I believe it's the same guy who did the Cemetery Man artwork. I don't mind this, but I'm going with the OG if there's the option. Of course, to me, right off the bat, this is, to me, always been the best artwork. And I know people are going to hate me for this because it's not, I don't know. Maybe it's controversial. I don't know. Maybe not. Of course, the classic image of Christiana Marsalich with the needles taped to her eyes. One of my all-time favorite horror images. Like, to me, the poster, and it's not, and I think this is the original one-sheet poster design, if I'm not mistaken. This is okay. I like this better than the one they went with. But I always loved I believe it was Blue Underground. I think it was Blue Underground, the DVD cover from Blue Underground, and just the opera in the red. And I gave that away to Nate, shout out to Nate, Explorer of Horror, one of my best friends. That's my favorite cover of this of all time. I don't know if this is reversible or not, so we're going to find out. And if it is reversible, and that's the cover art, you may just see John Grande do a fucking cartwheel only on the graveyard. So that would be really cool. But they do have this cool little booklet here, and I guess I didn't read it or anything yet. I just opened it pretty much live on the camera for you guys. So you have some still images of the movie, which I do love this movie. And of course, El Phantasm del Opera, because Argento always wanted to make an opera, like a live opera play, hence why he made Opera and, of course, Phantom of the Opera to a lesser degree, which, of course, here it is. I on cue, didn't plan that one, folks, the Phantom of the Opera, which he does make his own interpretation of it, and it may be in his bottom 3 movies ever made, unfortunately. As much as I love Aja, and as much as Julian Sands can rest in peace, that's a bad movie. There's no doubt about it. But I would like to own that someday if it ever goes to the right price. I do want to own all Argento's movies. This is a really cool behind-the-scenes photo of Dario with a gun and Christiana Marsalich. I think that's I've never seen that photo. That's really cool. And I'm just being a big fan of this movie as I am. This is really, really cool book. I want to read through this. Of course, I get emotional. Forgive me. The late, jeez, I'm so emotional. I forgot the motherfucker's name. Dario Nicolodi, who I just always adore. And I just, what a beautiful lady. What a beautiful talent. And people ain't going to like me saying this either. Probably Dario diehards won't like me saying this, and even though I am one. She was the secret to his success. Look at everything he made when he was married to her and everything he made after he was married to her. To every great man and his success, there is a great fucking woman behind it. I don't care what anybody says. That is the truth to me. And man, Dario Nicolodi, and granted, what he does to her in this movie is pretty fucking funny because this was right after the divorce. So this was, I believe, the first and only time after the divorce. No, I'm sorry. First and second time after the divorce. Of course, she would show up, of course, as the Obi-Wan Kenobi ghost in Mother of Tears, which I also love. Fight me, I'll fight you about it, because I love Mother of Tears. But she's the Obi-Wan Kenobi ghost in this. In this movie, she, of course, gets the classic shotgun, not shotgun, but just like a regular gun blast to the eye, and she falls back, does the crazy cell. They ripped it off in a lot of movies, Saw 2 being one of the more infamous ones where they rip off that kill, and I was like, I know where you got that, Darren Bousman. I know where you got that. This is a behind-the-scenes photo of Dario and the killer, and of course, Christiana Marsalich there, really cool. One of my favorite sequences in the whole movie is when they go through these little ducts, like this little air vent. This little girl kind of grabs her and saves her life when the killer's in the apartment. That's one of my favorite scenes in the movie. That's really when Dario plays with the colors a lot. Like they play a lot with green there. That's the color I always synonymize opera with, is the green color in that shot. Like I always felt that was kind of his nod to Suspiria 10 years earlier. That one scene, he kind of plays with it. And I thought that was really cool. Of course, Dario Nicolodi with a knife there, which is not really relevant to the movie. She's not the killer. Spoiler alert. We got some scissors. This is really cool. I really want to read through this actually when I'm off the air. Oh man, this is a fantastic behind the scenes black and white picture. I don't know how you're going to see with the glare there. I don't want to. Yeah, you can't really see it the greatest. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's a really cool scene in the movie. That's like when the first real kill happens. It's not the first kill, but you have one guy, he gets stabbed right here and they play that awesome heavy metal music. I mean, just amazing. It just sets a great tone for the rest of the film. some other behind the scenes stuff. I mean, really cool stuff here. And this is a different picture of it, but in color. Pretty cool. If they ever remade this movie today, and granted, I hope they never do, but I would love to have Haley Steinfeld play the lead. I think she looks like very close to her. And it's funny now, Haley Steinfeld recently, I think, cut her hair, and she looks exactly like Blanca Marcel or Christiana Marcelich did at this time, man. They just looked so much alike. Yeah, no, really cool stuff. Really cool. Really cool stuff. So I don't want to bore you guys with this and go through this entire fucking booklet, but I don't know. I just think this was really cool in the back of the balcony of the movie. So I will open the son of a bitch up because I'm really curious as to see how they did with the discs. I hope they didn't go cheap with it, but we'll see. Thankfully, they didn't go cheap with it. Of course, you have disc 1, the 4K Ultra HD. You have disc 2, which is, I believe, the director's cut / US cut. So that's the TV cut. You have the director's cut on here, on this Blu-ray as well, on disc 3. You have the additional extras, so bonus features here. And then, of course, you have the original motion picture soundtrack, which you could listen to some Dario Argento opera in your car. And I mean, this movie has an awesome soundtrack, a lot of heavy metal. We're going to see if it has the reversible cover art. I don't think it's going to, but we're going to see. And it does not. It unfortunately does not have the reversible cover art. That's a sad, sad thing for me because I would have really, really loved, or even if I kept my Blue Underground, I would have switched the covers out. But you know what? This is still pretty cool. I believe this is the original. I can never remember if this is the original. I think this is the original one sheet cover art. But man, the Blue Underground DVD art, that to me is always the best. Like when I think opera, I think of that. But also, it's not just this. Of course, like I said, I did get the bundle, which you're probably wondering, what is the bundle all about? Now, the first thing you get, well, I could open those in a minute. But the first thing you get is an autograph from the star. Yes. Now, granted, this looks like a fucking heart rate monitor. That is Christiana Marcelich's fucking signature. This looks like a heart rate monitor. Beep, beep, beep. This fucking bitch didn't flatline anything. Her heart rate was up when she signed these. So this is a really cool, like opera mini poster card, I guess, where she signed her John Hancock on it. So very cool to get an autograph. I will say that I've never been a big fan of autographs where you don't meet the person. Like to me, the autograph comes with the brief interaction, as brief or awkward or whatever it may be. It means a lot to me to interact with the person too. I think that adds so much to the experience. But is she ever doing a convention in the United States anytime soon? Not to my fucking knowledge. So this is the only way you're really going to get it without sending for mail or whatever. And it was a guaranteed way of getting it with this bundle. I mean, for another $45 and the extra Blu-ray and the shirt and this fucking signature and what we're going to show next, I mean, you just couldn't beat this. So this is really, really cool signature here. Christiana Blanca. I keep getting them mixed up, but Christiana Marcelich. Granted, it's not the most beautiful looking signature in the world, but I guess she has a damn long name. So it's really cool to add this to the, of course, collection. Now, this next one's pretty cool. I guess we can keep these on until the end of the thing here. What they did was they released these special limited edition glasses. So you're going to see me here whoa, Grande without glasses. How weird do I look? Is it weird? I know. Whoa! We'll fucking needle eyes here. This is crazy. The Dario Argento opera glasses, if you will. And they have little pinholes so I could see you guys through it. So I don't know. I thought this was kind of fun, kind of cool, kind of different. And I was like, you know what? Why the hell not? That's kind of fun. So another cool little collectible for opera, a movie that I've always really been a big fan of. And I did see it actually on the big screen not terribly long ago. I believe a month or two ago. I saw it on the big screen. And I actually saw the world premiere of this 4K transfer. So I've seen this transfer in theaters twice. So I'm very excited to see how it transfers, of course, to the 4K player and 4K high def. Of course, you have the little Severin sticker. Always comes with their stuff. And lastly but not leastly, from Paul Bearer Press, a limited edition shirt limited edition to this sale. And they got my size, a nice large size here, a large. And it's opera. And you know what? I got to take these glasses off because I can't fucking see shit. That's better. Okay. Let's hold this up again. The opera t-shirt, which, holy cow, that is an awesome t-shirt. By the way, the original artwork that I'm talking about that's on the Blue Underground. I'll show you right here. It's this image. To me, that's the ultimate image of this movie. Like I wish that there was the option to get that cover because to me, that's the image of the movie. That's just so cool. And of course, her performing in, I believe, Macbeth and the Raven from Above. And this is a really, really cool shirt. This may be, now this is like kind of like dark brown, whitish. I don't know what exactly you'd say the color of this is, but this will probably be more of a bedtime shirt for me than an in public, because it's weird. Paul Bearer Press, some of their stuff fits me like a glove. Like this one, it's a large and it'll probably fit me. But sometimes they'll have their larges and they'll be like really tight on me. So I don't know. Like I'm generally a large or extra large, but it's very like up in the air. And this is, I believe, a large that's going to fit me. So if not, if it's a little tight, it's a bedtime shirt. I'll be rocking it when I'm watching the 4K opera. So very cool. I'm stoked to have this, and I'll probably try this on actually when I go upstairs and do my S's, because it's Monday. I got to shit, I got to shower, I got to shave, man. You got to do your S's. Sleep, shit, shower, shave, sleep, the 4 S's of doom. And yeah, that is the, sorry, I should have brought a beverage down to do this because I've just been rambling. Sometimes it's funny, like interacting with the chat just gives you the break mentally so you can breathe for a minute. But like, I don't know, doing these pre-recorded things, it's throwing me for a little bit of a curveball. But I don't know. This is, I think, really cool. I mean, to me, this is really the biggest thing I got in the set. Even though the opera obviously is the release that could be up for release of the year against another Severin title, which I find funny. This, though, I think is the first thing I'm going to be watching. There's no doubt in my mind. Like something that Dario Argento made in the 70s that I haven't seen. I mean, where do I sign? Take my money, bro. Of course, you have the opera signature here, which I will keep with the movie. I think I'm just going to somehow tuck this in. Yeah, it tucks in nicely with the 4K, this is obviously the biggest release of the bunch here. Really, really cool to finally have that movie in 4K, because I had the DVD for the longest time. Never bought opera on Blu-ray, and I'm thrilled now that I didn't, because now I don't have to go through that bullshit of like, oh, I have to double dip. Nope. Video nasties. Of course, this is something I will watch over months and months and months, because obviously it's 14 hours. You have to just kind of, pick it apart, pick and bob and weave your way through that one. Eaten Alive, an Umberto Lenzi joint. Really cool cannibal movie. Very excited. Simple like Silver. I don't know. I really don't think I'll ever fucking watch this anytime soon. It'll probably be years before this thing gets the cellophane taken off of it, but that's just the truth. Of course, The Creature, which I can't wait. I don't know, Billy Henry, if you're watching this, man, I feel like we'd have a fun-ass movie night watching this shit, because he loves Gaspar Noé, I love Gaspar Noé, and if Gaspar Noé loves this movie about a fucking love triangle with a dog interferes and causes marriage to end, I mean, shit, that just sounds like a fun night with bros. Of course, Axe and the Kidnapped Co-Ed and Bloody Brothers. Don't forget about that third feature that doesn't have a fucking poster of its own. Axe, you'll be hearing my brand new fresh review of this on Friday. So very much looking forward to watching this and all of its 1 hour gory glory. A Video Nasty I have actually not seen, so very much looking forward to that. And finally, the out of print all the Colors of Giallo, which is again a documentary that I haven't seen. But like I said, everything Severin's done, documentary wise, can't beat it. I believe this has the classic trailers and CD of legendary Giallo themes. Wow, that's really cool. That is so freaking cool, man. I'm really excited for this too. This is like, I had been holding off and like being like, I gotta wait for that to drop to the right price. Well, it dropped to $750 and it sold out in like 2 hours. It was gone. This Mardi Gras Massacre, and I believe like one other title sold out within hours. So I was so glad I dipped on this. Very sad I didn't know Mardi Gras Massacre, because I know one day I'll have to pay for it extra money, unless I find a BS bullshit copy of it. Anybody has 2 copies of Mardi Gras Massacre and can like let it go, like it doesn't even have to be the Blu-ray at this point. If you want to let it go, I'll be the guy to take it off your hands. So yeah, that is the big box of fun. The box of Severin, drink it in, man. Unboxed, of course. We can throw these glasses on one more time. Well, the hell not. And the last thing, these cool glasses of opera here. So this is cool. This is fun. I appreciate you guys, and I'm happy I was able to do something on Thursday, even if I'm not really live right now. I'm actually, as this will air, I'll be watching the Texas Chainsaw Massacre for the 50th anniversary with Terry McMinn and Kim Hinkle and Daniel Pearl all in attendance. So this is going to be really, really cool. And I'll be hanging with FDT, Fever Dreamland Theater. Very, very cool to be hanging with him again. Of course, we had seen my number one favorite horror movie the last time we hung out in Dawn of the Dead. And now we're seeing my second favorite all-time horror movie in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So really cool. We're going to get some dinner afterwards. I'm taking the day off work Friday. And I probably will on Friday dig into something from this. It might just be Argento's deep cuts. Just spoiling it for you. But of course, guys, we've been at this maybe 40 minutes now. I guess we'll let you go. And I want to say, if you, of course, did get in on the Severin sale, comment down below. Now, let me know what you got. If you've dove into the Opera 4K, let me know how the transfer looks. You know, is it up there with the Cemetery Man one? Is it 4K of the year? Like, I definitely want to talk deep and gritty details with this on people that, do collect physical media and stuff like that. And of course, I'll be diving into it myself. I've heard some controversial things so far. Like I've heard today that the Opera 4K, it's kind of iffy. So I'm like, that's really interesting. Because when I saw it in 4K in theaters in New York City, I was fucking blown away. Granted, when I saw it here, it's a lesser theater. When I saw it here, I was like, So I don't know. I'm very curious. I'm hoping I get that New York City 4K transfer that's going to just blow my balls away, hopefully. But everybody, thank you so much for watching. This was so much fun to do. I'm happy to guys, I didn't leave you completely hanging on a Thursday night. I'll be live tomorrow if you're watching this on Thursday, August the 8th of 2024. I'll be live tomorrow with the Video Nasty Special Numero Ocho. Yes, the Ocho. Only on the Graveyard. So everybody, thank you so much for a wonderful video, and I hope you guys have a safe, happy, healthy weekend, and we will catch you tomorrow night only on the Graveyard. Too sweet, peace, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.